Hey, what's up? Today we're going to be changing the sway bar end link on a 2007 BMW X5, also known as the E70 body style. These become worn on the bushings and they need to be replaced. This is about 85,000 miles. I'll kind of give you a look here at what this one's looking like here. So you can see the bushings are all torn in here and then down in here. So I'm going to be replacing that, and I'll walk you through all the steps there. Okay, so the tools you're going to need for this are an 18mm wrench, a socket wrench with a Torx 40 bit on it, a 1/2" drive socket wrench with an 18mm socket, and this is the sway bar end link, and probably some penetrating fluid to make sure that there's no rust on the bolts, nuts and bolts, and I'll walk you through the steps. Okay, so I got the car jacked up on jack stands. I've soaked these with penetrating fluid, and so I'm going to go ahead and take this top nut off here. You probably want to make sure you also have a breaker bar, which I didn't mention earlier, but a long bar to be able to take these off. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one off, just loosen it up. These are torqued on pretty tight. I think it's 41 pounds of torque on these. So you're going to have to make sure that you have a long breaker bar to get these off. Okay, I got that one loose there. Now I'm going to come around the other side. This is the front side of the wheel here. And you can see this one in here is where we're going to have to loosen that up as well. If we get the 18mm socket on there, if we can get the breaker bar in there, otherwise we're going to have to use the 18mm wrench to get that loose. Alright, so I got the breaker bar on there. I just need to get this loose, get the torque off that. Then I can work it with the 1/2" drive socket. So I think I got that off there. So sometimes what you have to do is I put a pipe extension on my ratchet to give it a little more leverage, and then now I got it loose. So we're going to go ahead and take that all the way off. I'm going to take both of those nuts off now. Alright, here's the part where you're going to need the Torx 40 bit. If you keep turning this nut, it's just going to keep turning. So there's actually a hole in the end of it that fits the Torx nut. So if you slip this on here and put that right in the end of the bolt, and then you can loosen these up and hold the bolt steady with that until it's loose, and then you can take the rest of it off with your hand. And you can kind of see it in the view now in the end here where there's the Torx hole. So we're going to go ahead and take the second bolt off the center. This is the lower bolt. And we're really going to do it the same way. You hold it with the wrench, and you put the Torx 40 bit right in the end of the bolt to hold that steady while you undo that. Pulling that out. Alright, so there was some pressure on the sway bar end link, so what I did is I went ahead and just put a small jack underneath the wheel to lift that up just a little bit, and now you can see that it's loose. it's loose. So now we can pull the whole sway bar end link out. Alright, so I've got the new sway bar end link here, and you'll see there's one end is short and one end is long. The long one actually goes in the top hole. So we slide this down in here. Just line it up, put both holes through there, and now we're going to just reverse the process. We're going to put the nuts on, and we will have to use the same Torx bit when we go to tighten these up. We'll hand tighten them first, and then we'll go ahead and use the Torx bit to tighten those up. So we're going to get these all the way in here, and then we're going to use the breaker bar to tighten those up. And they need to be at, like I said, 41 foot-pounds, I think was the Torx spec. Alright, so that's all there really is to it. I just tighten these back up. There's really just 2 bolts, so there's not a whole lot to this. It's pretty simple. As long as you have the right tools, you can take those off. You got to have the Torx 40 bit to unbolt those, and a breaker bar, because there is a lot to get them loose at first. And like I said, I think the only thing else is you might need that jack to prop up the wheel a little bit to take the tension off the bolts. But after that, it just slides right out. So that's pretty simple, and that's all there is to it.